Hey everybody, how's it going? I don't know if y'all heard about this. Turns out Apple's shipping a provisioning profiles. Apple's shipping provisioning profiles. And I think I should have an app for it. Hey Tukes, how are you doing that? How are you doing that? This is what Apple has done to me by sneak dropping the release date of the Apple Vision Pro. They've made me unable to talk. Don't say anything about the fact that I'm never able to talk. We're not going there. I'm doing pretty good actually. We're gonna try to see what happens with regards to shipping our app, shipping the release version of TikTok. Shipping a release version of Kineo for Vision Pro. It's definitely not going to have everything that I wanted, but I do think it is more important for me to be there on day one than for me to have everything finished on day one. So we're going to take what we have and we're going to polish the heck out of it. And that'll be what we launch on the App Store. I'm hoping to have the app submitted by the time pre-orders go up on the 19th. I did hear about the Twitch layoffs. I haven't really looked into any details, but yeah, I did hear about that. That's a bummer. It's only like, what, 10% of the company? Kind of a big deal. But yeah, so no, we're gonna try to finish this app. We're gonna try to find all the bugs, fix all the bugs, squash all the bugs, hide all the bugs, sweep the bugs under the rugs, and get a version of the app out there. So, where are we going to start? I want to make sure that we are on the latest everything. Where's our issues? Yeah, because we built this animation last night, last stream on Saturday, Sunday, whenever that was. Yeah, Sunday. And I came back and I was like, yeah, let's make it look better before we launch the app. That's not gonna happen. We don't have enough time to do that. So we're gonna fix the things that are actual bugs. What do we got here in visionOS? Nothing currently open in merge requests. That's good. Fix animation of layers is in fact the one that we said we were gonna do. This one I also think is not gonna make it. Here, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go. I think if we go here, we can look at milestones. And we will go ahead and mark things with milestones. Yeah, 23.5 refactor. That's not what that's going to be. This is going to be 23.4 vision. Or sorry, 24.0 vision, not 23. So yeah, this will be the visionOS release. We'll see what we get. But yeah, let's use that as our way to mark what is and what is not going to make it into the final release version of the app. Bulk edit. Export view scales incorrectly. We should fix that. Film strip should scroll to bottom when adding new item. I kind of actually feel like we should fix that. That's going to be a problem if we don't do that. Opening the export view multiple times affects playback. We should I'm going to call that one borderline. We'll see how bad it is. But yeah, let's fix these first two. Export view scales incorrectly, and the film strip should scroll to the bottom when adding a new item. Let's, yeah, I think that's good. We're gonna, what are we gonna do? Yeah, milestone 24.0. Boom. Nope. Update all. And then I think we need to look next and see, yeah, I think the first thing that we're going to do tonight is we're going to try to find all the bugs, and then we'll list all of the bugs, and we'll put that as our like race to the finish line is what I'm calling it. Try to get everything polished and ready to go. The big one that we don't have is we need to make sure that the 3D video export is good. Make sure 3D video export works. That is 100%. Like, I mean, that's honestly one of the most important features of this app, I feel, because people are going to want to be able to create videos in here and share them with their friends and share them with their very rich friends that have Vision Pros on day one. Don't worry about it. But I mean, it's cool to have this content and be able to say like, hey, go check this out. I want to watch this, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I think that that's going to be an important part of what we're trying to build. And so we want to make sure that that's good to go. Other than that, yeah, I think we need to just get into like doing a run through of the app and writing down everything that we find wrong. Oh no. We're probably also going to go in here and we're going to bulk edit the things that are in here. And some of them don't gonna be shipping. How do I get just like a list of issues? I don't know that I can. Oh, can I go into here and I can say issues and then I can filter this by milestone. Yeah, there we go. Milestone is vision. Yeah, let's see what we're punting on. Oh, did my Twitch chat die? I'm sorry, Tukes. My only concern with this new era of spatial computing is the headset thing. Lots of people feel sick after using it for a certain amount of time. I wonder if that's going to be as true with the Vision Pro as it is with a lot of other devices. I'm not saying it's not. Obviously, we will see when way more people get into them. But I feel like that problem has been going down over time as video and lag and stuff get better. And the Vision Pro is so far beyond that. Like, it is a very well done thing. Like the whole like running two OSs at the same time, one that is just around not making you sick. I think Apple's got a chance to really solve that problem. Obviously, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't think it's not a concern. I'm not going to dismiss it entirely out of hand, but I do think that I think that Apple has a good chance to have at least dramatically decreased that issue. And I mean, Meta's been doing a wonder for some time now. Like, you look at the very first Oculus devices, yeah, it was very easy to get sick in them. Newer devices, it's a lot better. You know, I think that a lot of people have, a lot of the software developers have learned like what does make people sick. Let's avoid doing that. But also just as the hardware has gotten better, what you see is clearer. What you, like everything has way less latency on it. I mean, that was really the big thing that made people sick is like, if what you see and what you feel like you should be seeing, what your brain is telling you should be seeing is out of sync. That's what makes people sick. And I think that as everybody, Meta and Apple are kind of like the two that I'm going to be talking about because they're the ones that I have the most experience with. But as they've gotten like the latency down a lot, I think that that's it's improved the issue. And so I do think that that's going to be a big part of it. Yes, the Vision Pro will be available not just next month, but like at the very beginning of next month. It is February 2nd is when the first things will ship. The pre-order is in 10 days, January 19th. So, yeah, that's why I want to have this app out. I want to finish it up. So, and I'm hoping to have this done and at least ready to send to somebody in 10 days. That's the goal. All right, what do we have here that we can remove? Can I not bulk edit from this page? This is exactly the page that I want to bulk edit on. If I go here, can I bulk edit? Okay, I can't bulk edit from here. Where was it that I was when I was bulk editing? Oh, here, I see what the problem is. Okay, hold on. I know what I'm doing wrong. We'll go here, and then we filter it. Now I can bulk edit. There we go. Okay. We're good. What is not going to make it? We are not going to cache PK drawings from data. We are not going to implement JSON decoding, streaming JSON decoding. We are definitely not changing our data storage format. Add ability to pause videos. I think we need to keep that. No background animation has glow in light mode. That's on the iOS version. I need to mark that as being on the iOS version. That is a bug in the iOS version. Do I not have an iOS label? Okay, we'll create a project label. This is iOS. Okay, so that's an iOS bug. Yeah, I have a macOS thing, even though I definitely don't have a macOS app. Saw a recent stat about apps in the App Store. What did you see? What did you see, Denver Coder 9? 73% are native Swift. Wow, that is impressive. %6% have metal. Nice. That's almost entirely games, I would imagine. They're probably not touching metal directly. They are probably, they're probably building on like an engine like Unreal or Unity or whatnot that itself uses metal under the hood. I would be very skeptical of the idea that 6% of apps have metal code directly in them. I cleaned off my glasses and they got dirtier somehow. %8 Unity? Yeah, so I would imagine, well, okay. How do you get 8% Unity and only 6% metal? I would have thought that all of the metal, all of the Unity ones would have also been metal. Not that much cross-platform? I mean, there's differing levels of cross-platform, right? I think that if you make an app that is loading all of your content in a web view, you know, think like the Amazon app. Everything in there is web. Almost everything in there is web. That would still show up as native Swift because you're using native Swift to just load up a WK web view and then do that. So I wouldn't necessarily say that 73% being built in Swift is not cross-platform, but yeah, it is definitely a promising thing. That is a number that is higher than I would expect. Film strip, scroll to the bottom. We did say that we want that. Make scrolling film Swift UI film strip. Okay, so these are both iPad OS. Actually, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna boop boop. We're gonna refresh this whole page. That's what we're gonna do. Bulk edit. This and this are iOS. All of these three are like platformy type deals. Maybe I should honestly have a platform button. This is iOS because it's iPad, but that's iOS. This is iOS. So yeah, let's bulk edit these to iOS. Yeah, okay. And then yeah, let's go create a platform label and say that these three are platform type stuff. Unless I already have a label like that. Nope. Okay, so let's call this platform. Can I add a label through here? No. Got to go into here, create a label, then come back, edit the label. Let's use this bright purple platform. There we go. All right. Okay, so now what are we dropping from 24.0? If there wasn't as much iOS jobs available, would you take the risk and still go all in on iOS or switch? If there weren't as many iOS jobs available, would you take the risk and go all in and still go all in iOS or switch? How many fewer iOS jobs? I think that's a level thing. If there's literally no iOS jobs because everybody decided that they hate Apple now and smashed all their iPhones in a, you know, ritual sacrifice because Tim Cook was eating babies on screen. Yeah, no, I probably would no longer be an iOS dev at that point. But I think if there's any chance, I would probably still be an iOS dev. It's your story, in fact. So what do you mean by zero jobs? As in zero jobs, like you haven't been able to apply to any? You've applied and you haven't heard anything? You applied and you've gone through interviews and you got rejected? What level of zero jobs? Zero jobs in the country? I mean, in that case, yeah, I would maybe, yeah. You're still in the stage of learning. Yeah, I knew that, but I mean, yeah, I would almost start yeah, obviously if you need a job, get a job that you can get. I would still try to focus on learning iOS at some point. Any learning of doing any programming whatsoever is going to help you. Because you'll be able to turn around and say, like, I know the concepts of programming. They're pretty similar across languages and platforms and that kind of thing. I mean, I still think that iOS, there's a reason for it to exist. There's a reason for it to do things. Yeah, there are a million more web jobs. There just are. That's just the truth, and it probably always will be the truth. I would hesitate to say that, yeah, I would never say that you should just give up on iOS entirely. That would be ridiculous. But yeah, zero jobs in the country at all. Like, I would probably learn something else to start with. And then, try to apply some on-the-job learnings to mobile. Am I clicking the wrong thing? No milestone. Yeah, here we go. All right, there we go. So these are the ones that we are saying we're guaranteeing to finish before app launch, before it ships. What do you like about mobile more than making web or desktop apps? I mean, a lot of things. I think that there's more care put into user experience on mobile apps. I think that there's the ability even to have a better experience. I think that, with a lot of web apps, like, no matter how much work you put into it, they're still kind of crummy. It's getting less of an issue from day to day, but like, the web is still tied so much to JavaScript, and JavaScript's not great. It's not a fun language to work with. Depending on whether you're doing more front end or back end web dev, you have to deal with, like inconsistencies across browsers, that kind of thing. In a way that, I mean, yeah, on Android you probably have to do it, but I still got to imagine that it's better on, different Android OS versions than between, Chrome and Edge and Firefox and Safari and Opera, all of that kind of thing. I think that, you know, that's probably a part of it. Smaller screen doesn't bother me. No, because I think, you know, people have learned how to develop around smaller screens. I don't think that's as much of a problem. What are we trying to do? I'm building on this. Hey, thank you for the raid, Strager. 126 viewers. Holy cow. Looks like code to you. It is code. It is very much code. Pretty soon we'll have running code. Oh god, Xcode. I say that every day. Oh god, Xcode. UUID? Yes, there are UUIDs in this app. We use them in a couple places. Sorry, we are trying to load this up. Raiders, let me talk about what my app is. I am working on... Don't forget to subscribe to the best iOS dev in the Twitch game. Thank you, Tukes. Yeah, I'm working on an app for Apple's Vision Pro that they're coming out with way too soon. More soon than I have time to work on this. But this is a port of an iOS app that I have that allows you to draw individual frames in a, you know, frame by frame cartoon animation style. I am really bad at drawing. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen, and animate them together. So we're gonna draw a little thing. I've got a bug right now where when you click the next page, it gets smaller. So we're doing some bug squashing tonight. Is what we're working on. We'll get to fixing the fact that this isn't looking right. And you know what? Okay, so anyway, you animate them all together. You draw a bouncing ball. You can do different things like that. That's an app that I have had on the iPhone and iPad for several years at this point, and felt the need to bring it to Apple's Vision Pro. Something that we are doing specifically with this is, if we pull up one of my sample drawings that I have here, we've built it so that it acts as kind of like a puppet theater effect. So it's hard to tell when you're not wearing it on your head, but these are actually on different layers. So you can have backgrounds and stuff, and, you know, things appear in front of or behind the other parts of the view. And you'll be able to export this all as 3D video that you can share with your friends, that kind of thing. Hey, thank you for the follow, Jubiclison? Jubiclison? If I mispronounce your name, I'm sorry. Yeah, 3D video. Unfortunately, this is the one thing that Apple has done that makes it quite obnoxious, which is they give you a simulator to test this out, and the simulator doesn't render 3D video. It's a little difficult. Hey, this guy, how are you doing? Let's check it out. So, oh, I clicked the wrong button, didn't I? I also need to clean up my library. I've got a lot of test drawings in here. Doing good, doing good. Yes, I am winning. So yeah, we can sit here and we can share this, and it'll pop up and we'll save it to files. But then when we actually render that video out, oh, hey, it'll just crash. Well, okay, let's continue to write that out. Oh, hey, we've already got one that's make sure 3D video export works. Guess what? Doesn't. I saw a question go by and I've lost it. Cocotype, how do you deal with poor Apple docs? Oh, you learn to live with it. Oh, that in fact reminds me of what's actually happening right here. No, this is failing because it doesn't work on the simulator. You cannot do any of this building on the simulator. And that was an Apple docs issue that I ran into. I actually had to file a bug with Apple, and then they went, oh, by the way, this doesn't work in the simulator. I do have videos that I've done here in files. Yeah, this is one. These are 3D video files, but you wouldn't know it by looking at it. Hey, thank you for the follow, Eat Bites 2. Yeah, so we're going to have to be a little bit clever about testing these 3D videos, and then we'll see what happens. I saw Strager asked, is there a TikTok-like app for 3D videos? Not yet, as far as I know. I'm hoping that there'll be something that people can see. When the Vision Pro ships, I'm very much assuming that people will be able to share things through like iMessage. They'll be able to say, hey, check out this video and send it to their friends that way. I'm hoping some of the platforms like, you know, Instagram or whatever will begin to support that. So if you've got the Instagram app for Vision Pro, you'll be able to see the 3D video there. Yeah, here's Apple's sample code for 3D video. If I pull one of these opens, it is also supposed to show a 3D video here, but oh, oops, I clicked the wrong button. You would not be able to tell that this is a 3D video, even if I like walk around. There's no nothing there that shows that that is 3D video. So it's been a little difficult for me to trial that out, but that's why I've been doing a lot of it in like my drawing mode where I control all of the design, and then like export the 3D video, try to figure out the best case from there, and see what happens. Anywho, let's get back to this. So yeah, what I'm working on tonight, I'm trying to get this out the door, trying to rush into shipping this. Apple has announced that pre-orders are going live on the 19th of January, and I would really like to have this app done by then. So we did see one issue here. We saw the issue of the onion skin is too small. So yeah, we're basically testing this out, writing down all the bugs that we find, and trying to fix them. Yeah, the export view scaling incorrectly is... I assume that these are the same bug, just in two different areas. Oh, I did not mark that with the right milestone. It's okay. We'll load up all of the issues and see them there. So yeah, if I draw this, you can see that it, if I go on to the next page, yeah, it shrinks quite a bit. So I think we're going to need to look into that. And then, yeah, very similarly, if we draw even just a single frame one, so let's go back to the gallery, let's find... Oh, I did also make a mention about maybe every time you launch it, it shouldn't create a brand new image. We'll come back to that when GitLab decides to respond. Yeah, same deal here. If we take this and we go into the share mode, it shrinks down and doesn't fit the view as it's expected to. So that's that bug there. Now I forgot what the bug was that I was going to file. Onion skin is too small. Make sure 3D video export works. Oh yeah, cleaning up the gallery. Yeah, when you launch the app, it should take you back to whatever the last thing that you created was, or at least take you back to the gallery to go and create a new animation. It should not create a brand new one every time you launch the app. Also, do I have a way to delete them? I should. I don't. Okay. This is what I get for spending all of the time working on the drawing view and then nothing on the entire rest of the app. Okay, so we got those two fixes. Yeah, you'll also notice that I fixed the background color being white all over the place at one point. Yeah, let's go back to... Oh, the other one that I noticed the other day. So, yeah, one thing that I haven't demonstrated yet is if you have that foreground background, how do you actually do that? So, I've drawn this. This is in the background right now. If I tap this takes me to where I can see all of the different layers of this. And then I believe if I... Well, definitely it used to be that when I clicked it, it closed and went into the next layer. But, okay, that's broken still. Let's make sure that we have our latest version. Oh, I don't think I have the latest develop checked out. We fixed that bug, but maybe we don't have that branch. Okay, so I draw that. I pick a different layer. There we go. That time it worked. Do that, and now it's on a different layer. Surprise! Wow. But then I think if I go on to the next page, yeah. If I've drawn on multiple layers and then I go on to a new page, it crashes. So I need to fix that. Because that's kind of an important part of our thing. Yeah, if I come here and I do that and I go to a second page, that works fine. If I open this up, oh, if I do 2 pages and then I open the layers, it also crashes. Okay. I wonder if those are 2 separate bugs or the same bug. All right, but I think that's enough issues written down for now. Let's start on actually fixing any of these. I think I'm going to fix those 2 scaling ones first because I at least vaguely understand what's going wrong there. Whereas I think the rest of them are going to be more investigation. So yeah, let's go with... let's start with the onion skin being too small, rather than the export being too small. Hey, thank you for the sub, EagleNot. 38-month sub. Wow. Thank you. I don't know why nothing is responding. Half a decade. Yes. Pretty sure that's what that number is. Git doesn't want to work for me tonight. It's always something, right? You know it's not Monday or Wednesday. I don't respect time anymore. Yeah. Okay. You know, this is how it goes. Just Git doesn't want to work. It's such a weird thing to not work. mentally toxic, you know. We were complaining about Xcode, and this isn't even Xcode, and it's choosing not to work tonight. I don't know if that's... Yeah, how is Git not working? There we go. That one time finally worked. Okay, now they've all finished. Okay. Heck of something. There we go. All right. Now let's go and actually fix this. Okay, so what do we have drawing these views? We have something called our skin generator, which is a very disturbing name, but it's an accurate name. So what am I talking about when I say onion skinning? I'm talking about when we build the app and we draw something and we create a new page, we see a preview of what the other pages were. So we see this overlay here. We go back to that page. That's the one. These should be identically sized, and they're not. So my guess is that we've got something here in this that is hard coding a page size, like this right here, page size. And that's not what we want to do. We want that to be a... based on what we're displaying it in. But I almost wonder if that's not what we want. What we do want to do is do this and then just display it at the right size. So maybe that's what we need to do. Let's go find where we actually do that. That's in our drawing mode. Drawing view editing mode. Drawing canvas, display canvas, if let skin image, editing state. For those of you who are new here, we have a redemption where people get to rename variables, and that's why we have variables named new couch. Don't worry about it. If editing state new couch is true, then we'll allow hit testing on here. I think this is what we want here. Skin image. What is skin image? Skin image is an image right here. So where do we get that information? Skin image is that. I think what we're going to do here is we're just going to mark this as resizable and see what happens. So we'll draw a circle, go there, and now we've got our circle, and it is the right size. Well, that was an easy fix. Now we get to hope that Git works again. Fix size, fix size when displaying onion skins. Perfect. Well, this explains part of Git not working. My entire Git lab is just down. There we go. That's fixed now. Okay, we're going to mark that as ready. And once that actually starts running, we'll be able to merge it. But I'm not waiting for that. Let's go on to the next issue. We're going to go ahead and do the same deal with our export view. I think this one's going to be a little bit more complicated, but hopefully not a lot more complicated. All right, same deal. We'll draw a circle. We're going to go here. We're going to go into share, and that is shrinking. So I think what we're going to look at is actually like, what does our share mode even look like? So that is root view takes us to the share mode, navigation stack, gallery view, editing view. Oh, it actually isn't. Editing view. Give ourselves an editing menu. That gives us our share button. Our share button is a navigation link to our export view. This is what we're looking for. All right. export view. Here's our player. That's probably what we want. So our player here. What is var is drawing deleted? The background. Okay. So here's our player. This has each of our layers in it. Yeah, I'm guessing that this has some kind of fixed size that is not doing what we want. Let's try just giving this a background just to see where it is. Oh, Well, that's confusing. We should have gotten like a red background there. Why didn't we? Because here's our background, here's our player, but we were giving a background to our player. There's the buttons that overlay the top. So that's this close button and this triple dots button. But why didn't we get a red color? Let's try cheating here. Let's put it here. See what that does. That's certainly an interesting problem. So if we're not getting anything... Okay, we're saying that we do have a player layer. What do we got? An image here. I mean, that might be the problem right there, is that we've got that image, and that image is not resizable the same way that the last image was not resizable. Okay, so now we've got our background. What we don't have now is our actual image. So that's confusing. The rendered image for the current drawing. We are giving ourselves a size, though. Like, we're saying we have a fixed size. What is our fixed size? And then we're saying giving a drawing image of the bounds. Drawing.image from bounds. Oh, okay, hold on. Drawing might not be what we want. That's the problem. We're asking it for the drawing given a larger bounds. And so we're getting an image that kind of draws out beyond where our drawing actually exists. And then we're taking that and we're shrinking it down to the right size. So that's actually not what we want here. We don't want drawing image from bounds. We want the drawing at a fixed size. So this would actually be CG rect. I think we have a fixed size here. Let's just do a search for 512 because I know that's how big it is. Yeah, somewhere this should be a convert. Yeah, we have this standard canvas rect. Do we have... We have a constant canvas size. Okay, let's try that. That's... Yeah, import data. Yeah, that'll be a little bit better. Okay, so that'll give us our image the correct size. But I think that the problem is... No, what we need to do... This will work, but I don't think it's going to give us everything that we want. This gives us UI image. This would make it resizable. That would fix it. I don't think that that's accurate to what we want to do, though. Oops, that's not where I wanted to go. Yeah, see, this is taking it here, but I think we can do a better job. I think what we actually want to do is we want to scale the drawing first then get an image from it that is the right size. So we definitely do that somewhere. Scaled drawing. No. I know it has a weird name, so trying to remember where that weird thing is. Is that in Canvas? Yeah. I told you it had a weird name. It's Kinney, the umlaut over the O. The drawing scaled to the current canvas size. Okay, so we're going to copy this, but we're going to go back and give it real names. What are these values? Bounds width over constants canvas size width. Okay. So let's get our... So this is our original drawing. Let scaled drawing equals... light mode image. Okay, I see what's going on here. Okay, so we actually want to do this all the way up here. Scaled drawing equals, and so this is going to be our thing here. So let canvas scale equals that, where it's bounds over that. Scaled drawing is going to be drawing transform using this scale. So we'll grab that. So there's that. So now we get this scaled drawing, and then let's just use our scaled drawing here. That should give us those. And then now we should not need a resizable image. Hold on. Whoops. I think stop. This needs to come back and say bounds. This does need to be bounds now. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, so that is now actually doing a proper vector scaling of that image. Perfect. Okay. Ship that. We're using scaled drawings for the export view. That's what we're doing. All right, this one's good to go. This was the onion skin issue. So that's getting merged. We'll go ahead and we'll wait for this one to begin running. Yeah, and so now we can mark that as ready, and we should be able to say merge. Yeah, set to auto merge. I was gonna say, shouldn't be able to merge automatically yet. Okay, 2 issues down. How many to go? A lot of issues to go. Eight issues to go. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, one of them is make sure 3D video export works, so that's probably going to take most of the stream, but we'll see what we got. Drawing multiple layers on multiple pages crashes. We should figure that out. That's really going to be a big deal, especially if I want to show off like how this app works. So yeah, let's go grab that one. That might be a lot more investigation. And I should be fixing this, what branches I have open, but that's just, you know, bookkeeping. All right, let's go ahead and run that. Okay, so what we figured out, we should figure out if the two different ways that we caused this bug are the same or not. So we were able to draw on one page. We add a new, no, we go and we switch layers. And then we draw on that one, and then we add a new page. And that actually worked. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's start the app over, just to make sure that we're not getting weird state in here. The other one that we tried was we went here, and then we added a new page, and then we opened up the layers view. That is still crashing. Okay. Why is that crashing? What do we got here? We've got our canvas layer. We're saying give us a canvas layer. Our current pages layers drawing. So I think this is the problem. We have learned that current page is no good. I think we need to get rid of current page. But I think in order to do that, we need to say, we need to give this a page. Maybe a page ID. Who was the person that was excited about UUIDs earlier? We'll pass in a page ID. So then this will give us pages, page at. Oh, do I not have a way of getting pages given a page ID? That's a bit surprising. Yeah, because I have a way to get the current page, which calls the page at the current page index. But yeah, I didn't give us a way to get pages in general. Okay, well, let's fix that. I don't know why I made that get like that, because we don't need that. Just do that. I think I'm gonna put this up, yeah, right here. What's your organization strategy for code, Jeff? I don't know. All right, now we'll go back into here, and we should be able to get ourselves pages that way. Pages, page ID. Perfect. Okay. So now all we need to do is actually call this anywhere that we're using this. So drawing view layer button. We give ourselves a layer ID. But do we give ourselves a page ID? We give ourselves an indexed layer. Do we need to pass the page down onto here? Maybe. Can we just make this part of indexed layer? That might be a better option. How bad is that going to break things? Let page. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Do I have a page in here? See, now we're using current page again. Hopefully that's not going to come back to bite us. Editing page is editing state.current page. can I make this just take a indexed layer itself? That might be a better option. Actually, maybe we leave this alone. All right. Let's see if that gets us closer to the I'm not crashing. Draw circle, new page. Open that. Okay, so that did work, but was that always all we needed to do to crash it? What's going on here? Something's not right. It's passing the wrong page. So we're on the first page right now. Somehow we have 2 circles. That's not good. Let's go to the second page. We should have nothing in here. If we click this, yeah, the fact that we're still seeing stuff here, that's not right. So I think that might still be a problem of the current page. I'm wondering if switching pages with the page buttons, is that not actually changing the current page? That might be the cause of all of our issues. It should be, because this is changing the state. Surely not all of our issues. All of our issues with current page. Yeah, see, I think that is the problem. So the problem that we're having is basically current page is like this derived value. And so it's not updating the system as a whole to say, if you edit the current page that, oh yeah, editing state as a whole changed, is the problem. Because we need editing state to change in order for any of the rest of the stuff to change. In order for the system as a whole to be told, by the way, something happened. So yeah, where was the change that we made to current page? Sorry, one second. I don't know how to turn off my screen without making the audio loud, so I'm just going to duck off screen for a second. And I'm back. Yeah, where was that change that we made? Let's go back to our uncommitted changes. So this one is passing in pages, page ID. Yeah, this one right here, where we're still passing current page. That's the problem. Almost drawing view layers mode itself needs to stop using current page. Drawing view layers mode. Does it need to take in a page? What are we doing here that actually changes anything? Drawing view layer button. Yeah. That all seems fine. In indexed layers. Where's indexed layers? Okay, so this is what's probably causing the issues. Why? Yeah, let's just try dumping page into here. None of the rest of these need this, though. That's the problem. Like, editing mode seems to get by just fine with, I assume, using current page. It doesn't quite do that, but this should be the same value. Document pages, editing state, current page index should be exactly equivalent to current page. Page at current page index, which is document pages index. Document pages index. Should I just be using this instead in drawing view layers mode? Undo all of our changes here. Let page equals blah. Sorry, editing state dot document. Page dot layers dot enumerated map page dot blah. Okay, return. Now it's not just a single expression. We need a return. Let's see if that makes it any better. That feels like it shouldn't do anything because it just doesn't. Let's try it anyway. Circle, new page. Click this. We should not see anything. What's wrong? And then if we close this, we're back on the first page again. That's weird. Opening and closing this should not change what our current page is. So I wonder if that's the problem. Toolbar, content. What do we got? We got a layer button. These are all bindings to editing state, so it's not like we've got a stale editing state anywhere. These should be redrawn effectively if the editing state changes. Because, yeah, that would be what I would think is that, oh, we've got some kind of invalid state. But just changing between editing and layers mode shouldn't cause the page to change. The current page index. So yeah, I guess maybe that's what we look at is like what is actually causing that to change. Do we have a breakpoint here? Document's public, so we probably actually don't need this. Just set breakpoints everywhere that we touch pages, which I feel like should have been already. Xcode doesn't want to, you know, actually set the breakpoint there. It's fine. Circle there. New value. So it almost seems like we're definitely not getting through that line. So what is happening? Oops, sorry. Can we figure out when we're getting this changed somehow, even though breakpoints aren't working? It's not that, no. Hold on. That's not the problem. It's not pages that is changing. It's the current page index that is changing. So maybe here, let's do something dumb right here. Private var, or private, yeah, var current page index isn't named. And then here, our get is just current page index, our set new value, current page index equals new value. This should make it easier for us to set a breakpoint on here. Actually, we're gonna make this even easier. Again, I'm weirded out by the fact that we haven't hit a breakpoint yet. It really feels like we should have hit something there. Okay, thankfully clicking the new button, that does actually change it. So we are actually triggering that button. So now if I click this, okay, so we are getting here somehow. What's going on here? On preference change of the film strip. Oh, so we're changing. Basically what this is seeing here is that it thinks the scroll view is scrolling, which it totally is. Oh, okay. This bug is actually caused by a different bug that I already called out somewhere else. That's what's going on here. Let's go back to our issues list. This bug is caused by something. This one. Film strip should scroll to bottom when adding new item. When you add a page, because okay, so let's do I have a page with a bunch of here? Oh, I know how to fix this. Demonstrate what we're doing. Hey, thank you for the follow, bad boy Ruby. If I turn off that breakpoint and I go on to multiple different pages and I just draw blah blah blah, we're just gonna draw a whole bunch of nonsense. So as I scroll this, you see that it actually animates through the different frames. So what's happening is because when I tap that new button, it's not scrolling the new page into position. The next time that it gets an update from the scroll view, which is probably when I click this button, it gets redrawn. It's going like, okay, well, what's at the top? What's at the top is the first page. So it's setting it back to the first page. And it's saying, oh, my current page is the first page. But that's not what it should be. So I think that the problem that we've got right now is actually downstream of that bug. So maybe we need to fix both bugs at once. I think we fixed the crash. But we didn't fix, like, it's not working yet. And I think we're going to need to fix both of these at the same time. So yeah, let's go ahead and work on this. And if it works, then we'll just close both tickets at the same time. Film strip should scroll to bottom when adding a new item. So I think that that should actually be a part of the film strip. The film strip is getting... Apparently it's not working. It's weird. The film strip is getting updates to our editing state. And I think that basically what happens is, like, when current page index of editing state changes, we should scroll our scroll view. We don't currently have the ability to do. I think that's part of scroll view reader, because we don't have scroll view reader in here right now. Yeah, we have this content here. View builder that creates the reader's content. That creates a proxy here. And that proxy, I believe, allows us to scroll. Yeah, scroll to ID. Scans all scroll views contained by the proxy for the first with a child view with identifier ID and then scrolls to that view. So the question is, how do I actually do this? Do I need to wrap the whole thing in like a... Yeah, let's just try this. Scroll view reader. Scroll proxy. I know we have multiple different proxies in here. No, we only have full proxy right now? Okay. Scroll proxy in all of this. But then I think on the geometry reader, we're going to say on change of editing state dot current page index. We need to get what the page at that page index is. Let page equals that. So we're going to call this underscore new page index. So that'll get us the page at that index. And then I think we're just going to say scroll proxy dot scroll to yeah, this view needs to have an ID that is the page ID, which we don't currently do. So I think that's going to be it. So scroll to page.id. Let's see if that works. So we're going to draw a circle here, and if I click this button, my hope is that we scroll up and that new blank page is now basically at the top of this. Hey, that didn't work. Okay, why didn't it? Did we get an update of this at all? Because I can see a couple different things happening. Either we're not getting that update at all, or we are getting that update and the scroll is not working. Blech. Have we actually seen anything yet? Current page index. Okay, so we haven't seen any mention of that yet. Click this button. We did get that. Okay, so that is working. Editing state is... presumably we're getting something here. Good old printf debugging, right? Oh, sorry. It's like, what's going on? Oh yeah, I have my thing filtered. Current page index changed to 1, scrolling to that ID. That should be what we expect to see. We got a lot of things going on here, though. It might be the fact that we've got this V stack here, and so that's actually the sub view of the scroll view. That's one option as to why things might be going wrong. Let's make sure that this is a problem. Let underscore equals print got page with ID. Okay. Let's go looking through here for information. Current page index changed to that, scrolling to that, and then we have pages with 2 different IDs and these 2 match. So we should have scrolled to the correct page. Yeah, we always did have this. So that should be fine, I think. Okay, let's go back and look at how Scroll View Reader works again. You may not use the scroll view proxy during execution of the content view builder. Instead, only actions created within content can call the proxy, such as gesture handlers or a view on change of perform method. Hey, exactly the thing that we're doing. So that's not the issue. What do they got here? Scroll view reader, scroll view ID. I am wondering if that's exactly the problem. Although, here, look at this. So, scroll to bottom. Scroll to bottom ID. ID is top ID. Button is bottom ID. I am wondering, there's no way to scroll to like one of the random items in here. That might be a problem. Oh, also, why are these namespaces? All right. Well, let's keep investigating. What is the default unit point? Maybe it is also scrolling. Scrolls the minimum amount to make the identified view wholly visible. So it is scrolling the minimum amount to make that view wholly visible because it's already visible. If anchor is non-nil, it defines the points in the identified view and the scroll view to align. For example, setting anchor to top aligns the top of the identified view to the top of the scroll view. Similarly, setting it to bottom aligns it to the bottom. So I think maybe what we actually need to do is we just need to fix that anchor. Scroll proxy, scroll to. ID is page.id. Anchor is dot top. Let's see if that makes it any better. Boop. Still nothing. And we can't actually... Oh, hold on. We can't actually scroll that. Oh, okay. That's a problem. That is a problem. This view should take up as much space as we need to be able to do that. And I thought when we had the one with 1 million pages, where was that one? Is that this one? We are able to scroll this beyond that level. Why is it only doing that when we have something else? So yeah, now as I tap this, this does jump, which it may not have done before. Also, I think one thing that we do want to do, throw an animation in there. That's not really working. Okay. I think we're going to run into a couple different issues here. Okay, well, let's look at our different problems. I think this notifying scroll view is what is doing the extra space. Actually doesn't look like it is. What is telling it to fill that space? Because we have our V-stack here. Oh, we give it a frame with a width, but we don't give it anything that has a fixed height. I'm basically wondering, like, when we're scrolling beyond that amount. Let's run this again. So we got our gallery here. When we scroll beyond this, what is making it so that this isn't stopped down here at the bottom? What makes it so that we can scroll all the way up there? And interestingly, all the way up there and no further. We can't scroll it so that the plus is the only thing on the list. So there's got to be something in here that's like giving ourselves a extra space. Stack height preference key? That seems interesting. On preference change stack height preference key, set the stack height. Okay, what is the stack height? Where are we using that? Bottom margin. Okay. If guard that the stack height is greater than the full height, else return 0. That might be the problem. That our stack height is greater than full height. Return the full height minus our button size times 2 minus the spacing minus the inset. Okay. So that much is how we're getting just 2 buttons. That's told by this. Stack height is greater than full height. Where is stack height actually coming from? Because we set it here. What is stack height preference key? It's a background. Okay, so preference reader of what is the background of this scroll view. So this is basically telling me what is the height of this whole thing here. I think. Or is it telling me? No, it's telling me what is the height of all of the content. What is full height? Now I'm confused. Content margins, bottom margin, full height is full proxy dot size dot height. So full height is the height of, okay, so that's the height of the container. Stack height is the height of the content. So we're saying if the stack height is not greater than, if the content height is not greater than the container height, return 0. But we need to handle the case where the stack height is less than the container height. Okay, first of all, I'm going to rename these so that I know what the heck I'm talking about. So refactor rename. We'll see if this actually works. Holy crap, it actually did. So this is content height. And then where is full height? This is going to be renamed to container height. Okay. Guard that the content height is greater than the container height, else return 0. So we need to handle that case. So if content height is greater than container height, then we're going to return this. Else return 0. That's going to give us the exact same behavior here. So this should be exactly the same as what I just did, except now we're actually handling both cases in somewhere else. So draw that, add a new line. Yeah, we can't actually move here. Okay. What do we put right here? That's the important question there. We need a different value. And that value, I think, is going to be container height What do we need? I mean, it can't just be equivalent to this, right? It can't just always be that. That would be nuts. That is actually exactly what it is. Shows what I know. What happened to our music? There we go. And in fact, now it is, when I click the button, when I click the button, it is animating to the right spot. Okay. So now does that fix our other issue? On this page here, we're going to just go create a brand new image. Boop, boop. 1, 2. If I click this layer, we still see 1. Why did it scroll back to 1? It did actually scroll back. So we're here, we're on 2. We click this button. It goes back to 1. What's going on? All right. I'm going to go take a break. I will be right back, and we'll continue diving into that. I'll be back in like, I don't know, a minute and a half. And we're back. Okay, so when last we met, we were wondering why when we scroll this, do we automatically scroll to the, like, when we open up the layers, why does it scroll to the first page again? And I'm wondering if that is due to this happening on change of current page index, but maybe when we're completely rewriting this because we're like changing the scale of the window, maybe this isn't even on change of, like, maybe we need to set this up to begin with. But I don't know how to actually do that. Because I don't think that on appear or whatever is actually the problem. Sorry, not actually the problem. On appear, I don't think is going to be triggered in multiple cases. We'll go ahead and try it. Like, let's just see on appear. Here, we'll just. Now, if we see any of those, we can worry about it there. Boop, boop. We'll clean up that one so that if we still see a mess, it's the new one. New page index. Oh, yeah, I guess it wouldn't be new page index, would it? It would be just editing state dot current page index. One. That's a terrible one. 2. Open the thing. We're still on page 1. Okay, so we did get actually 2 different. We did actually get 2 different on appears, basically. Interestingly, one of the, like, they both set it to 0. So that still makes me think that something's got an invalid value. I don't know. Film strip, we're giving it an editing state. all of these should have the same source of truth. There should only be like one true editing state. So what creates the current film strip? This is the mobile version, so it's not that. This is an unrelated issue. It's really this one. This is just it right here. Canvas sidebar. Editing state is a binding to the editing state. It's right here. What creates canvas sidebar? That's part of the editing view. And this is the one source of truth here. This editing state right here is the source of truth for everything else. If we go into our drawing view, it's getting that editing state the same way that the canvas sidebar is also getting that editing state. So the only way that this would change is if editing view itself is getting completely recreated. That seems wrong. I would hope that's not it. 1, 2. Okay, so we should have seen a single editing view did appear already. There we go. That's the only one. If I click the layers button, we still only have the one. Okay. Some sanity reigns. Some fireworks also rain. Thank you for waking me up, Eaglenot. But what's happening? You can't... Looked like you needed it. I needed something to shake me up. What is actually, yeah, this is the problem. Like, what is actually changing that value? Okay, no, hang on. We got a couple different problems. What is causing on appear to happen again here? That's I guess question number 1. Film strip did appear. Why is that happening multiple times? It shouldn't be. Did appear. Okay, film strip did appear. It's right there. If I click that button, does it go again? Yeah, it does. Nothing about that happening should cause the film strip to appear again. Nothing. Because, yeah, what we do is we set this editing state. Yeah, I guess, okay. Question now is... Yeah, let's go back to the film strip. No, I have a shortcut for this. There we go. Print changes. I want to know why that's running at all. There are too many things in here. Drawing did change. Let's get rid of some of our logs. Oh, that is an OS log. We should, oh, here. Because it's an OS log, we should be able to hide similar items. Why is it not showing me any information? Oh well. Never mind. Film strip, self-identity, editing state, and content height changed. Okay. I guess this is really what we want. Film strip, quote, colon. If I click this button, we get 2 of them. Identity. Why would identity change? That's gotta be it. But why? Why does the identity of film strip change there? What even is film strip's identity? This UI framework feels very complex in new ways. It kind of is. It definitely is. You're not wrong. Okay, what if we say that our ID is always this film strip identity? Because maybe what I'm wondering is, like, because I've got an ID down here, that's causing something to bubble up, and that's the identity for the whole thing. I don't know. I am admittedly at least a little bit floundering there. Okay. So all that we've got here is identity changed the first time when it very first got created. These 3 things are me actually changing the editing state by drawing. And so then if I click this, identity changed. Because that does definitely seem to be the whole issue. Why are we getting this redrawn at all? Or I guess there's 2 different issues here. Film strip did appear. Why is the film strip completely reappearing? That's problem number 1. Second of all, if it does completely reappear, why is the current page index always 0? That also doesn't make any sense. Maybe we should try solving that issue rather than the issue of why is this getting completely recreated? Why is the current page index not something different? We've already done this part. Let's leave this breakpoint in and try to figure out why that value is ever getting changed. So here's our number 1. God, this drawing gets worse and worse. You wish that the framework had source available for debugging? That would also be very nice. So when we go to the second page, we're adding a new page. We're setting our new value should be 1. Yeah, it is. It's right there. So now we're on the second page. We're going to draw. And then we're going to click this. And we are getting it set again. Why? On preference change. Okay, so we're getting a trigger of the offset preference key. But yeah, why is it gone right now? This is what's weird. So we are changing this value on preference change of the offset preference key. What is the page index? The page index is 0. That's a problem. Like, that is what is triggering when we scroll that it actually updates the values. So we need that code, even though it's causing a problem right now. We need this code to be doing something. The problem is Yeah, let me see. When all does this happen? Print, offset, preference, changed. Because I almost don't want that to fire unless we are scrolling, which thankfully we do have the ability to tell because I went and I built that. Yeah, that's what this whole notifying scroll view is. In here, we can set our on-scrolling state changed. Where are we actually doing that? Editing state equals editing state with is skin visible is scrolling equals false. We may need to actually change something here. Something that we can actually read, almost. We may need like a binding, not to editing state, but maybe a binding to... like is scrolling. And then that we could change. We could actually move this editing state out of here. That might actually be a better idea. And then we could actually read it from in here. If we're scrolling, ignore it. Or sorry, if we are scrolling, don't ignore it. But if we aren't scrolling, then nothing should be updating. That might be a better idea. Let's double check this theory. So offset preference changed twice before we've ever started scrolling at all. Okay, so we're throwing that away. We're gonna scroll a bunch. We should get like 100 of those. Yeah, 104 matches. It definitely understood that. Okay. But then why, when we click this, yeah, we got 3 matches doing that. We should have gotten 0. I think that's the problem. Now, next question. If we go into notifying scroll view, decelerating. I probably should have checked anything there before I trashed it all, but that's okay. So what we should see here is that if I say scroll view, we get a began dragging, we get an ended decelerating. That's the only 2 that we have. That's all that we expect to see. Now, what I'm hoping is if I click this, then we don't get either of those. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Okay. I think that means we're getting somewhere. Editing state. I think we don't want editing state in here at all. I think we actually want to get rid of that. So let's hide that. Yeah, let's get rid of editing state. And then we almost need... yeah, a binding here that is like is scrolling. At binding private var is scrolling. Scrolling. Bool. And then we get that into here is scrolling. We say binding to bool. And then instead of underscore editing state, we say underscore is scrolling. So we get that. On scrolling state changed. Self dot is scrolling equals. Oops. Here, yeah, we want to leave that one in there because we want to be able to fix that. Self dot is scrolling equals is scrolling. Yeah, okay. I think that's better. Okay, let's copy this value. Because what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to move that into here. And I've got a million things on here. This is not the right way to build something like this. It's just, this is how life has been going. There's my magic scroll view full of nonsense. I guess, yeah, we would put an at state in here. At state private var is scrolling equals false. Because by default, we are not scrolling. On change of is scrolling. So whenever we begin scrolling, we're changing our editing state. Editing state equals editing state with skin visible. New scrolling. Yeah. So we're hiding and showing the onion skins as we scroll, basically, is what's going on here. I think what we want to do next is we want this value here. We're going to say guard is scrolling, else just stop, just return. We're returning early. So my hope here is now when we launch the app, we don't see offset preference at all. Yeah, right here we see it a bunch. Build and run. Now that we have that value, we shouldn't see it at all. That's my theory. Hey, KNH, how are you doing? Magic scroll view full of nonsense. Happy Tuesday. Yes, happy Tuesday to you. How's your Tuesday been? What have we gotten wrong here? Oh, we need to actually pass this value in. That would help. Had a long nap in the afternoon. That is a glorious Tuesday. That sounds like the ideal Tuesday. Okay, we're not getting the offset preference call. I think we might be getting close. This might be good. Okay, 1. Add a new page. Okay, that we expect to see that. That's fine. 2. All right. Do we dare click the layer button? Hey, it actually... Well, okay. Partial A. We did stay on page 2. That's good. That's definitely good. We also seem to be not fixed right here. So that's a problem. Because we should be scrolled up to page 2. So that's partially working, but it's not entirely working. That's a problem. Hey, thank you for the follow, Dungeoneer3. How are you doing? Yeah, so we're getting closer, but I think we're still missing something. It's definitely better. Definitely better than it was. I think this is now a good point to commit, though. So we're going to make a commit so that we say it's better than it was. All right. Yeah, I'm basically going through and doing a review, making sure that there's nothing in here that I don't want to commit. There's a lot of changes. Okay, yeah, we definitely want to drop this like print changes. I think we've got a lot of print in here that we don't need. We don't need that. We don't need that. Need that. Any of these. Oops. And then let's go ahead and do that. Although, actually, yeah, let's leave the ones in on appear right now. Because I actually am curious as to whether or not we're still getting that film strip did appear. We are. The value is correct this time now, though. But yeah, that's definitely a change. It's closer to what we want, but I don't think it's everything that we want. Okay, yeah, we need to get rid of all the commented out code here. All right, let's commit that. Fix, crash, when, opening layers with multiple pages. So we fixed the crash, but we have not fixed what view appears when we do that. Because that's the problem that we got here. I don't know why we're getting... I have a theory. Hold on. I still don't know why the identity of this thing is changing. But maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe... I wonder if we're getting a nick called multiple times. Let's check that out. Print, film, strip, initialized. If I can spell. So we should have only seen one of those. Oh. Why are we getting the film strip initialized twice? So why do we have a comment that just says bells? The background color of the document. Oh, so this is telling whether or not we have a background color or not. Okay, that's fine. So why is film strip getting initialized multiple times? So let's actually just set a breakpoint and find out. So we get it once in canvas sidebar body getter, which we have nothing from anywhere else. And then, yeah, we have it again from the same deal. Cool. What I really want to figure out here, let's actually do that again. Let's start that all over again. What I'm wondering is, is the editing state the same in both cases? So let's print our document. Because what I'm thinking of trying to do is, like, can we make the film strip have the document ID? And maybe that'll stop it from changing. Why would I want to assign to the property? I want no such thing. Oh, that's a binding? Why is that a binding? Document shouldn't have any bindings. Wrapped value .document.uuid. There we go. That's what we care about. So we're getting that. Editing states, documents, UUID. That's DC3, something, something, something. Hit continue. Do we get that same thing again? Yes, okay. So I'm wondering, yeah, basically, can I... Because I don't want this to be... I don't know what I'm saying. I don't understand. I don't want this to be based on some kind of binding. I don't want this to be like editing state. Sorry, editing state. Why can't I get the smaller editing state? Lowercase editing state. Dot document dot UUID. I mean, is that actually just maybe what I want? And then, yeah, let's actually bring those print changes back. Hello. So our identity changed there. Yeah, and then what I'm really hoping is if I click this, our identity should not change. But it does. Eeh. All right, I think it's time to ask the duck. Let's go talk to the duck. What does it mean when SwiftUI's print changes says at identity changed? Yes, it does mean that the identity of a view or view's data has changed. Each view has an identity that SwiftUI uses to track the view across updates. Recreate it rather than updating the existing instance. This can happen if the data structure that represents the view's model changes in a way that affects its identity, such as changing an ID property on an identifiable object. Because a UUID is generated. So this is saying it's identifiable. Our view is not currently identifiable. I'm wondering if something that how we produce it is. That doesn't seem like it should be though. Yeah, because this is just part of Canvas sidebar. There's nothing funny going on here. Same deal here. Because, yeah, I'm wondering, like, if I had this in some kind of, like, for each or something that had an ID there. Identity is determined by the position in the view hierarchy, and its type. If a view's position or type changes, SwiftUI will consider it a different view and will recreate it rather than updating the existing instance. So maybe because we're changing the parent view. We're not changing the parent view though. That's what's weird. We're not changing the parent view. Why don't we try conforming it to the identifiable protocol? See what that does. Does that fix it? Oh wait, this is editing view. Oh, hold up. Editing view gets created with a document to begin with. So it has the same document every single time. So our canvas view, canvas sidebar. I mean, we have to be changing this state because of whatever else, but I think that means that we can guarantee that this is not going to live across multiple documents. Let's see what that does. Film strip identity changed. Let's click this. Identity changed. Why? I guess the next thing to do would be... no. Yeah, let's trash all of this. Let's say we didn't like that. Let's leave this here, but then let's put it up a layer. So film strip is part of canvas sidebar. Does that get a thing? Clicking that button does change canvas sidebar's identity. Okay. What did that? Editing view? I think that this is maybe the level that we need to stop it at. If this is changing its identity whenever we click that, maybe that is what we need to be focused on fixing. So this is canvas sidebar. Let's go ahead and say editing view. Window changed. Ooh. I mean, window is changing. If we trigger that, editing state changed, but editing state changed, but identity didn't. Interesting. That certainly seems... Can we just put it changed? We say editing state changed. Canvas sidebar editing state changed. Film strip editing state changed. Canvas sidebar's editing state changed, but that also triggered its identity to change. So what is... Editing view is not changing, but canvas sidebar's identity is changing. Why? It's got to be Geometry Raider. If you are not a longtime viewer of the stream, I have a disaffinity for Geometry Reader. To the extent that I'm blaming it for everything, even though it's probably not actually to blame here. So I wonder, yeah, let's just start by saying that canvas sidebar, let's just go ahead and give it an identity, right? Let ID UUID. ID, identifiable, yeah. Self.id equals editing state dot wrap value dot document dot UUID. See if that changed it. Okay. Editing view, canvas sidebar, film strip, identity changed. We expect that. If we click this, you know what, I probably should have like put some lines in here. Canvas sidebar identity changed again though. Why? How? Why? I'm just trying to, like, at this point, figure out at what level, like, are we seeing these changes? I'm kind of baffled. Okay, yeah, here's another weird one. Drawing view's identity is not changing, even though it is also a subview of all of this. So is it just that this is like wrapped in an ornament? That seems silly. What happens if I do this? As long as we're being silly. Yeah, there's a reason we're not sticking with this, but that definitely gets us somewhere. We got all of these. Okay, clear that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Click this. Editing state is no longer changing. So it's got to be related to the fact that it's an ornament. I don't like that. There's really no need for it to be an ornament. There's really no need for it to be an ornament. Can we do something with that fact? Or is there a reason for it to be an ornament? Hold on. So that goes there. I think it needs to be an ornament because we want our resizing to go around the canvas and not the sidebar. Yeah, see, this is why it needs to be an ornament. Because we want the zoom to be that and not the view as a whole. Same deal with why. Well, I guess that doesn't matter because you can only resize from the bottom. Now, is that enough of a benefit to make life a lot harder on ourselves? Probably not. Is making life harder on myself exactly what I do anyway? Probably. That is the programmer way. How are you doing, Adamov? I just feel like if I go down the route of making this an H stack, I'm not guaranteeing that this is going to fix anything anyway. Doing okay here. How's progress? Progress is decent. I'm not going to say good or bad. We fixed 2 bugs pretty quickly. Both scaling bugs. So it used to be when you added something and you click this, it didn't. It got like tiny. It wasn't the right size. Same thing happened when you went to export. So if I click share, well, I don't think I got it merged before I made this branch. So you can still see the bug here. But I fixed that bug. I swear I fixed that bug. How long before you're testing this on production hardware? I guess February 2nd. I'm not making any more trips out to Cupertino, that's for sure. So we fixed those 2 bugs. And then there was a bug where if you were on a second page and you clicked this, it just crashed. And so now it doesn't crash anymore. But you'll see what's happening is that it's scrolling back to the top. It shouldn't be doing that. Well, okay, so technically there was another bug that I fixed too, which is when you add a new page, now it scrolls to that page. So I fixed all of those. But the problem that we're running into is, yeah, when we click this, it always scrolls to the top. And that's a problem. It shouldn't be doing that. Sorry, I'm just checking on someone else. We have a friend of the show streaming right now, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna give up on this right now. I'll be back tomorrow doing some more of this, but we're gonna go see our good friend Nutterfy. We're gonna go check out what he's doing. So I think that's what we'll do instead of trying to make a decision as to the giant cause of the rest of this project. We're gonna go over and join him instead. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Strager, if you're still online, thank you for the raid. And we're going to pass it forward just a little bit. So thank you all for hanging out. Yeah, like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. Probably be on basically every day until the 19th, trying to get this app out the door. But we'll see how it goes. Thanks for a great evening, everyone. I'll see you on the other side.